Hello everyone, I am talking to Ms. Huda Sheikh. She is a nutritionist based in Mumbai and I am interviewing her today. So welcome to Cinnamon Rose.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. In these days, when we hear about adulteration in food, how healthy is healthy food?
Basically, when we are talking about adulteration is something wherein we try to tamper around with a normal thing, with something that has been naturally produced.
Okay.
And nowadays we have many healthy foods in the market with the name as they are named as healthy foods, but we actually don't know how healthy they are. I can give you some of the examples, like we have these granola bars, we have cornflakes, and we have various other things. We have low fat things in the market, we have low sugar things in the market. All these tend to be, they look very healthy to us, but actually if you go to see, there are many other things which are added into these. There are many other harmful ingredients go into their making,
Okay.
which make them more unhealthy as compared to their healthy counterparts.
Okay.
So it is very very important that when we are purchasing a product, or when we are when they say that it is healthy, it is very very important that we read through all the ingredients and the contents which are there on the pack, so that we clearly understand how healthy they are. Like for example, if you go to see a granola bar, a granola bar they say is very healthy,
Yeah.
but at the very same time you have sugar, too much of sugar that is going into it.
Right.
And we just ignore that because it's written it's very healthy for you.
Yeah.
And that is the reason we go and we buy it.
Right.
But there are certain things which we need to read through first carefully before we purchase any product. Like we need to see the sugar content of the product,
Yeah.
we need to see the saturated fat of the product. These two things, then we need to also see the sodium content of the product.
Okay.
All these things somewhere make you understand how healthy a product is.
Okay.
Most importantly, we should not just buy a particular product just because it's written it's healthy.
Okay.
We need to do our part of research before we say that okay, this product is healthy or no for us.
Right.
So hence, when we say when we talk about adulteration happens in everywhere. Like if you go to see, a normal turmeric powder is also adulterated.
Right.
Chili powder is also adulterated. Coffee is also adulterated.
Yeah.
So it is very important that we understand what we are eating and what we are putting into our mouth and what is going into our tummy.
Yeah.
So that in the future we don't face any issues.
Okay.
So I feel it is very very important for every person to read through the contents of the pack where it's written that it's healthy, because there are many products in the market which say that they are healthy, but if you go to see the main thing, the main scenario behind it, it's very unhealthy.
Okay.
So before you, or even if someone tells you that you need to purchase this product, this is very very healthy, this is this, this is that, if you are not sure about it, go and consult your doctor, go and consult your dietitian, your nutritionist before you take up any product in the market.
Yeah.
So I think I hope I'm very clear with this answer, and I have been able to explain it really well for you.
Yeah. Miss Sudha, you were talking about food trends and fads that people follow. I've heard so much about gluten these days that it is very harmful. So, should we be worried about it?
See, basically, gluten is only if you need to be worried about something only if you are suffering from a particular condition that stops you from eating it. Gluten is something which is there in wheat. Now, basically, gluten comes from a protein. It's known as gliadin. So this protein is present in foods like rye, semolina, barley, wheat, and it is our staple food. Like we eat chapatis every day, we eat wheat bread every day, we have multigrain breads which are available. So somewhere they also contain wheat, rye, all these things. So you need to be worried about gluten only if you are suffering from gluten insensitivity.
Okay.
Every person does not need to go gluten free, because there have been many fad diets where they say that you should completely avoid gluten if you need to lose weight.
Okay.
Somewhere if you know, it is a very tough concept, and it can be very very controversial at times, that you need to completely avoid gluten if you have to lose weight.
Okay.
You can lose weight even when you are, even when you're eating gluten, like even
Right.
when you're consuming wheat, even if you're when you're consuming barley,
Yeah.
it is completely fine.
Okay.
If you are, only if you are gluten insensitive, then you need to just stop or avoid these foodstuffs which contain gluten. Otherwise, I think every person, you know, it is very essential that you have some part of wheat, some part of barley in your diet,
Yeah.
because somewhere it is going to provide, it is a very very important cereal,
Yeah.
and somewhere it is going to provide you with amount of it is going to provide you with fiber also. You can consume gluten even if you are you know, even if you need to lose weight,
Yeah.
even if you are obese, you need gluten, like you need wheat, you need fiber in your
Right.
diet.
Right.
And fiber is very essential for weight loss, and hence I would say you just don't need to be worried if you are, if you're not suffering from any disease.
Yeah.
It's completely fine to have gluten in your
Okay.
diet.
Okay. Can someone lose weight even if they don't exercise?
See, basically, I would say diet and exercise, they go hand in hand.
Okay.
And it's good if you are on a diet and you are exercising along with it.
Okay.
Because somewhere, if you, even if you're losing weight to tone down, to be in shape, it is necessary to exercise.
Okay.
There are many people who are able to lose weight even with the diet,
Okay.
with just the diet. But if you are exercising along with it, it is going to be beneficial in the long run.
Okay.
Now, if you are, if you have a very hectic lifestyle,
Okay.
and we say that, you know, we will not be able to exercise completely, or it's difficult to go to the gym, it's not necessary that you have to go to the gym and you have to exercise. If you just do yoga for 20 minutes, if you just go for a walk for 30 minutes, 35 minutes, if you are just going to spare that much time
Yeah.
to just walk, to do a brisk walk, I think even that is completely fine. You just
Okay.
don't have to go to the gym and exercise too much to lose weight. Now, most of the times, what we do is we overexert ourselves, we try and we exercise, but we are not able to control what we are eating and putting in our tummy.
Right.
It is very very important that you take proper care of your diet, and at the same time you take proper care of your exercise.
Okay.
What you have been doing, daily activity does not just mean that you have to go to the gym, you have to overexert yourself and you have to work out for 2 hours to
Okay.
burn the amount of food, that the potato chips that you have eaten in the morning, the fries that you have eaten for dinner.
Right.
That will just not help. We
Okay.
need to understand that if we have, if you know, if we need to lose weight,
Yeah.
we have to eat a well balanced diet. A well balanced diet will be a proper combination of fiber, protein and fats.
Okay.
And your exercise pattern will also determine how much weight you are going to lose.
Okay.
So hence I would say that exercise is also important, but if you are busy, if you have a very very hectic schedule, then you can just do a brisk walk of 30-35 minutes, and I think that will work
Okay.
really well for you. You will just not feel fresh. You will feel really good if you walk along with a diet. A walk, I think, is going to be perfectly fine for you. So I think that will help you in keeping you slim also, and you will be able to maintain a good toned body if you are doing it.
Right. Miss Sudha, what I've heard, this is more like a hearsay, but this is still my doubt. So I've heard that if you go to gym and after a while if you discontinue, you might gain more weight than say if you go out in the open. Is that true?
See, as I said before, diet and exercise both play a very important role.
Yeah.
So if you are exercising, at the very same time you need to take care of your diet also. What happens in this case is that we we eat whatever we want to, and then we go to the gym and we try to burn it, and somehow we are able to burn that much.
Yeah.
But what happens is when we completely discontinue gym and we don't go to the gym at all.
Okay.
And we just go on eating. We just go on eating whatever comes in our hands. We just, if we are just sitting free, we have nothing to do, we'll just sit and we'll eat chips, we'll eat
Yeah.
biscuits, anything that comes in our hands.
Yeah.
And we don't actually understand that
Yeah.
how we are going on piling up so many kgs.
Right.
But it is basically what happens is, when you discontinue gym, there is no physical activity whatsoever.
Okay.
If we don't, if even if we are not going to the gym, it is necessary that we at least do a walk.
Yeah.
Even if we go on the staircase for at least, if we do it 2-3 times, even that is somewhere going to help you.
Yeah.
But if we completely sit at home and we say, now I'm not going to go to the gym, I will not
Yeah.
even eat a balanced diet,
Yeah.
and that is how we tend to put on weight.
Yeah, right.
It is not completely, we cannot just blame discontinuing the gym, but
Yeah.
our diet also needs to be equally good if we are not gymming.
Okay.
So even if you are not gymming, you
Yeah.
need to be very careful about what you are putting in your mouth, what
Okay.
you are eating.
Okay.
As it is rightly said that you are what you eat.
Right.
If you eat well somewhere, even if you discontinue gym, you don't need to worry that much.
Yeah.
So I would say, if you are not gymming, it is essential that you at least maintain a good diet. You eat what is good for you, rather than just eating whatever comes in our hands.
Right. I've heard that breakfast is the most important meal. How true is that?
Okay, when we talk about breakfast, as the name suggests, breakfast means breaking your fast.
Oh.
Because we have been sleeping from the past 8 to 10 hours, and there's
Right.
nothing that goes into our tummy.
Right.
So it is very, very important that when you get up, you need to have your breakfast within
Okay.
an hour of waking up.
Okay.
Because the food that you eat is going to provide you with glucose. Now, glucose is very, very essential for your brain to function. So
Okay.
if your brain does not function, your brain does not get glucose, somewhere your brain will not be able to function properly.
Okay.
And if your brain does not function properly, the the work that you need to do,
Yeah.
you will not be able to do it efficiently.
Okay.
So if you are going to school or if you have to work, then it is very, very essential that we have a good breakfast. As it is said that you need to have a breakfast like a king.
Okay.
So it is very, very essential that we have our breakfast, because there is, with breakfast we get the necessary amount of nutrients and vitamins.
Okay.
And if you don't eat your breakfast, if you skip it, even if you eat a very nutritious meal for lunch, even if your lunch is good, your dinner is good, your late evening, mid-morning is good, it will not be able to match up to the vitamins and nutrients that you would get from your breakfast.
Okay.
So it is very, very essential that we have our breakfast within an hour of waking up. If we are not able to have breakfast, and if we are in a hurry, we can at least have a fruit.
Yeah.
Okay, we can have a fruit with
Okay.
2 almonds or any
Okay.
nuts of your choice.
Okay.
So at least you get a small rush of glucose in your body, so that your
Okay.
brain is at least able to function.
Oh, right.
And then we have many easy breakfast options that we can go for. Like we have an oatmeal option, wherein you can just add milk to the oats.
Yeah.
We can add milk to the oats, we can add some chopped fruits,
Yeah.
some nuts of our choice, and it's ready. And it just takes us, I think, 2 to 3 minutes to gobble it up.
Yeah, right.
Then we have sugar-free muesli.
Yeah.
Then we can have that sugar-free muesli just similar to oatmeal. Just need to add milk, fruits of your choice, and it's done. And you can quickly have it. If you are if you are an ovo veg or a non-vegetarian, then you can go for eggs. You can have 2 egg whites.
Yeah.
Cooked in your style, whether it's an omelette, whether it's boiled, whether it's poached, anyway. And you can just make it quickly, and you can have it with a slice of multigrain bread or whole wheat bread. And that's how you can have your breakfast easily. You don't even need to cook too much. In case you feel that you need to have something else for breakfast, you need to decide it a day prior. And if you are planning to make poha or upma for your breakfast, then you can just chop the veggies of your choice, and you can put it in a Ziploc bag, and the next morning you can just remove those veggies, add into your upma, poha, just make it and have it quickly.
Right.
So I feel all these tips will help you in having your breakfast on time, and you will not even skip your breakfast.
Right.
Because there have been many studies out there which
Yeah.
say that people who have their breakfast, they are thin as compared to their counterparts who do not have breakfast.
Okay.
So obesity, if you don't have breakfast, obesity can also be one cause of, it can also lead to obesity. So obesity and breakfast have also been linked in many studies.
Okay.
And has been found that people who do not have their breakfast are obese. So
Okay.
if you feel that if you skip a particular meal, if you skip your breakfast and if you will lose weight,
Yeah.
I think that is not going to happen. In fact, it's better that you have a good meal.
Yeah.
And if you don't have breakfast, most of the times what we do is, if
Yeah.
supposingly you get up at 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
you just rush to your workplace.
Yeah.
And what happens is when you're hungry, you
Yeah.
go ahead and have foods which are high in calorie.
Right.
You will go for a packet of chips, or
Yeah.
you will go for a pack of biscuits,
Yeah.
rather than having anything that is nutritious.
Right.
So somewhere you will land up putting on more weight rather than
Right.
losing it.
Right.
So it's better that we have our breakfast
Okay.
and we have it within an hour of waking up,
Okay.
so that it's very, very necessary for a healthy body, so that your body gets all the nutrients and vitamins that are required.
What about skipping dinner? Because we tend to come home late and then we have our dinner and we go to sleep with a heavy tummy. So if we skip the dinner, will that help in losing weight?
See, as I said previously also, skipping any meal will do no good. And skipping your dinner is also not a very good option.
Okay.
If you feel that you are tired, or you are, a working woman, and if you feel that it's difficult for you to cook, or you will not be able to cook, and you just skip your dinner and you just go off to sleep,
Yeah.
I think that will somewhere you will land up eating more the next morning.
Right.
So if you are skipping any meal,
Yeah.
just remember that
Yeah.
you will land up eating more in the very next meal that you're going to eat. So it's very important that even if you're not able to cook a very heavy meal,
Yeah.
you can simply, we have many options that we can make and we can have. Like quickly, if you have made sabzi for your lunch,
Yeah.
and you have a roti which is lying in your refrigerator, or you have a roti which is lying, you
Yeah.
can just put that sabzi in your roti, roll it up and have it for your
Okay.
dinner.
Okay.
And you can have a pack of curds with it.
Yeah.
You don't need to necessarily have something, a complete meal. If you
Okay.
are tired, most of the times we don't even feel like eating.
Yeah.
So we can just quickly make something and we can have it. We can have if you have bread lying in your refrigerator,
Yeah.
or if you have bread lying in your kitchen,
Yeah.
you can just make an egg quickly. You can just
Yeah.
scramble it up and you can put it in your bread, make it like a sandwich and have.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you have many other options wherein
Right.
you just don't need to skip your dinner, just
Right.
make sure that you eat something before you go off to sleep.
Okay.
Because it also happens that if you are not if you go off to sleep without having your dinner, half of the times we get up midnight and
Yeah.
we search for food.
Snack. Yeah.
That leads to midnight snacking.
Yeah.
If you skip dinner, it will lead to midnight snacking, and somewhere again we will go for things which are unhealthy.
Right.
We will go for biscuits, we will go for chips, we will
Yeah.
have chocolate.
Yeah.
And I think this is something that most of us do when we are, when we don't want to cook, when we are very tired.
Yeah.
We just either go for outside food.
Yeah.
We will either have Maggie, or
Yeah.
we will either have anything that is very, very unhealthy.
Yeah.
In case you feel that it's very difficult for you to come back home and make dinner,
Yeah.
you can just keep make more lunch,
Yeah.
so that you can repeat the same lunch for dinner as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Supposingly, you can just simply make a dalia with veggies.
Right.
Just add veggies into it, and you
Yeah.
can, if it'll at least give you 2 bowls if you're
Right.
making. So
Right.
1 bowl can be had for dinner also with a
Right.
pack of curds, or you can have 1 glass of buttermilk with it. Or
Right.
if you feel that you cannot cook something, you can just have a salad. You
Yeah.
can just make a salad for yourself,
Yeah.
and you can have it with some rice.
Yeah.
You can just quickly make some rice and you can have it. If
Right.
we have to maintain a good healthy weight, then it's essential that we eat frequent meals.
Yeah.
And we eat, I would not say that we should eat every 2 to 3 hours. We should not pressurize ourselves to eat every 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah. Right.
So it's always important that we have our meal before we go off to sleep,
Yeah.
or we have the meals that are assigned to us
Right.
in the day, so
Okay.
that we don't land up eating more in the very consecutive meal.
So stress has been a health concern for some time now, especially for urban people. Can stress make us fat?
Okay, yeah, there have been many studies which advocate that
Yeah.
stress also makes you fat.
Okay.
Now, I would like to tell you that stress is basically something that nowadays each and every one of us face.
Yeah.
Stress can be due to various reasons.
Yeah.
It can be due to your work, it can be due to family pressure. Stress can also happen to adolescents because they face peer pressure,
Right.
and because they have to, because their friend might have told them that I got this, you didn't get this.
Yeah.
So somewhere they are stressed out because of that. They are
Yeah.
stressed out because of their exams.
Yeah.
So there are many things, and there are many factors which
Yeah.
might lead to stress.
Right.
What I would say is stress is something wherein our body, our brain tends to produce a hormone which is known as cortisol.
Right.
Now, cortisol is a hormone which will somewhere lead to emotional eating.
Okay.
So, emotional eating is basically where we tend to, we might be emotionally down,
Yeah.
and hence, when a person is emotionally down, he might reach out for food, and he might reach out for food which is very, very unhealthy.
Right.
Basically, he will just, if he gets a packet of chips, he'll just eat that.
Yeah.
If he gets a packet of chakli, he will eat the entire chakli.
Yeah.
And if he gets biscuit, he will eat the entire pack of biscuits. And he
Right.
might just go on eating, and he will stop at a point
Okay.
when he might feel that, okay, now I'm feeling good.
Right.
And that cycle is going to continue.
Right.
So
Right.
it is very, very essential that we keep ourselves stress free.
Yeah.
It is, I would say that we should at least go for a walk. If you
Yeah.
are feeling stressed, you can just go for a walk in the morning.
Yeah.
You will feel little refreshed.
Yeah.
And you should try and, divert your mind from the things which make you stressed.
Okay.
So I think meditation
Yeah.
will help you. Yoga will help you a lot.
Yeah.
And somewhere I feel even exercising helps in removing that stress from your body. So
Right.
somewhere when you're exercising, you might forget all that.
Right.
So it's very, very important that we divert our mind, and we do not let that stress overcome us. So hence I would say that don't make stress your best friend.
Yeah.
Just try and stay away from stress, and try and stay away from things that can give you stress, and try and find happiness in small things so you would not be stressed anytime.
Okay. Miss Sudha, what happens sometimes is that a friend will recommend a diet, or maybe a gym trainer will recommend a diet. How safe is this to follow this?
Okay, I would say that there are many people out there who feel that हाँ मैंने इसका diet ले लिया और follow कर लिया तो मेरा भी weight loss हो जाएगा.
Right?
But that is not the truth.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might work also, but most of the times it does not.
Right.
The reason is because every diet should be planned keeping in mind a person's weight,
Yeah.
his lifestyle,
Yeah.
his ethnic background,
Yeah.
his preferences, his
Yeah.
aversions. Every little thing needs to be kept in mind. Now,
Right.
supposingly if there's a South Indian,
Yeah.
and if I give him a North Indian diet,
Right.
something that I might have planned for someone else,
Yeah.
will it work for a person who is a South Indian? No, it won't. Because he will firstly not be able to follow the diet.
Right.
Because he's a South Indian. If I give him North Indian cuisine,
Yeah.
he might not just like it.
Yeah.
So it's very essential that every diet is planned keeping in mind that person's lives. Every little thing that would help in his weight loss or would be a hindrance in his weight loss.
Right.
So it is very essential that we go through every little details before a diet is planned.
Right.
And hence it is very, very important that if you want to lose weight, or if you are suffering from any condition, whether it's diabetes, hypertension,
Yeah.
or PCOD, it is very, very essential that you personally go to a well-trained nutritionist and dietitian who will be able to guide you properly
Yeah.
on what you should be eating and what you should not be eating.
Right.
So just do not pick up a diet and say that okay, because मेरे दोस्त ने किया है तो मैं भी ये करूँगी.
Right.
और जस्ट डोंट फॉलो इट सेइंग कि नहीं जिम ट्रेनर ने बहुत से लोगों को ये डाइट्स दी और उनका वेट लॉस हुआ है तो मेरा भी वेट लॉस होगा.
Right.
Many a times what happens is in the gyms, you know, we have the same kind of diets that are distributed to every person. So
Right.
it might not work for everybody.
Right.
And most of the times what I have personally seen is most of the gym trainers, they will say pura GM diet karo. That's a general motor diet.
Okay.
And just do it for the whole week. पूरा
Yeah.
वीक वो जीएम डाइट करो,
Okay.
पूरा वीक डिटॉक्स डाइट करो और आपका वेट लॉस हो जाएगा.
Okay.
What we do not understand, every diet that is given to a person should be only given to him taking all his medical conditions in mind. Now supposingly if there's a person who's 80 or 90 kgs and we tell him पूरा हफ्ता डिटॉक्स करो, वो तो एक दिन में ही बेहोश हो जाएगा. जीएम डाइट भी अगर हम करने बोलते हैं तो इट इज डिफिकल्ट फॉर अ पर्सन हु इज ओवरवेट. तो इसलिए वी शुड आइदर जस्ट गिव इट टू हिम यू नो ओनली वंस इन अ वीक. एक हफ्ते में एक बार अगर वो कर ले तो दैट्स फाइन, दैट्स कम्प्लीटली ओके. कि वो भी अगर एक डाइटिशियन या न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट को लगता है कि ही हैज टू डू इट और ही शुड डू इट, तभी ही शुड गो अहेड विद इट.
Right.
Every diet is different for every person and it needs to be tailor made. Don't just blindly follow any diet which is given to you or any diet that is recommended to you.
Right.
It will, you know, it will not do any good to you. In fact, it might harm you.
Right.
So it's better that we understand our bodies and we help others understand that this is not the way we should be following a diet.
Right.
It is very, very essential that we go to a dietitian, we take advice from that dietitian, because when you personally go to a dietitian, when you understand that this diet is made for you, then you can easily follow it. But blindly following any diet is not recommended. Hence, I would say follow a diet only if it has been prescribed to you by a trained nutritionist and dietitian.
Right. Hello.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.